Good evening. I'd like to call to order the April 19th meeting of the Common Council. This is our annual organizational meeting, so welcome everyone. First item on the agenda is the roll call. We'll refer to our city clerk, Joanne Marcon, for the roll.
Mayor Kim Smith.
Here.
Stephen Knott.
Present.
Diane Wolf.
Here.
Tom Smith.
Here.
Leanne Stokes.
Here.
Dan Stevens.
Here.
Larry Jurassic.
Present.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Item 3 is the rules of the Onalaska Common Council and its subcommittees. This is a harassment-free forum. The city council and subcommittee meetings shall be conducted in a courteous manner. Citizens, council, and committee members shall be allowed to state their position in an atmosphere free of slander, obscene remarks, or threats of violence. Sufficient warnings may be given by the sergeant at arms or the chair at any time during the remarks. And in the event that any individual shall violate the rules of decorum as set forth, such person may then be cut off from comment or debate. Item 4 is public input. Anyone who wishes to address the Common Council this evening, now is the time to do so. Please come up to the microphone, begin by stating your name and address, and you will have 3 minutes. Would anyone like to address the Common Council this evening?
Good evening, Mayor Smith and council members. My name is Michelle Mahalovic. Most people know me as Mimi. I've been a resident of Onalaska all my life. At this time, I live in the township, which is N5021 Sunset Vista Road, behind Angelini's. Mayor Smith, I want to thank you personally for proclaiming Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month for the month of April. This is a worldwide benefit to children and adults who are on the spectrum. There is 1 in 45 children and about 1 in 44 adults who are on the spectrum. I happen to have one of those adults, my 28-year-old son, Jordan. He is the reason I've been an advocate for autism for 20 some years. So I want to again thank you and the council for acknowledging this for the month of April.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to address the Common Council this evening? Second call, if anyone would like to address the Common Council. Third and final call for anyone who would like to address the Onalaska Common Council this evening. Public input is now closed and we will move on to the report from the mayor. The first item is the 2022 World Autism Awareness Proclamation. I'll read the proclamation and then I'll present it to Jordan and Mimi. Whereas autism spectrum disorder affects an estimated 1 in 44 people in the US and is a complex condition that affects each person differently, resulting in unique strengths and challenges. And whereas autism can cause challenges with verbal and nonverbal communication, social interaction, and repetitive behaviors, and can affect anyone regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, or socioeconomic background. And whereas autism is often accompanied by medical conditions that impact quality of life, and whereas a comprehensive collaborative approach will help to advance research, provide a better understanding of the many forms of autism, strengthen advocacy efforts, and ensure access to services and resources throughout the lifespan and across the spectrum. And whereas early diagnosis and intervention tailored to individual needs can have a lifelong benefit, easing the transition to adulthood and fostering greater independence. And whereas each person and family affected by autism should have access to reliable information and support. And whereas autistic people should have opportunities to reach their full potential, and the whole of society stands to benefit from this. And whereas the City of Onalaska is honored to take part in the annual observance of World Autism Awareness Month and World Autism Awareness Day to address the diverse needs of individuals with autism and their families. And whereas on Tuesday, April 12th, 2022, citizens who so choose will wear blue in support of autism awareness. Now therefore, I, Kim Smith, Mayor of the City of Onalaska, on behalf of the citizens, do hereby proclaim April as World Autism Awareness Month in Onalaska to create a kinder, more inclusive world for people with autism spectrum disorder and their families. Thank you. Item B, recognition of outgoing alderpersons. First up, we have Carrie Burmaster from District 3, who is retiring after long service, first as clerk and second as an alderperson to our community. I'd like you to thank her for her service with a round of applause. And then item 2 is Jim Olson. I would like to also thank him for his long tenure of service. Jim served as First District Alderperson from 2003 to 2022. He's been, as similar to Carrie, he's been a friend and mentor for a long time. It's hard to imagine what the council will look like without Jim on it, but I'd like to have you join me in thanking Jim for his service. Item C, Tanner, you want to stand up? I saw him in the back. Want to step up? I just want to recognize Police Officer Tanner Sutton for successfully completing his probationary period. I had the joy of doing a ride along with Tanner, and I think he got his exercise that night. You're running in the snow and all kinds of fun stuff happened that night. So I'll turn it over to Tim Berg.
All right.
Do you want to say a word or two?
Thank you. So we're really excited to present this certificate of appointment tonight to Officer Sutton. He started with us in October of 2020, and he completed his 4-month FTO program and then a 1-year probationary period that ended on March 20th. So we're very fortunate to have him here at the police department and just want to congratulate you, Tanner. Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Item D is recognition of public service by standing boards and committees. I'd like to take a moment out and just reflect on the past year and all the good work that's being done on the citizens committees of the City of Onalaska. We really rely on these committees to get input for difficult decisions that we have to make for our city that affects all of our community and our residents. And without people serving on these boards, we wouldn't have easy access to diverse opinions that can help give us wisdom as we make decisions going forward. So thank all of you who are currently serving and have in the past served or will be serving in the future on citizen committees. Appreciate that.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Just if I could add briefly, I was pleased to see that Alder Olson is decided to join the Room Tax Committee and continue serving after so many years. So can't keep a good dog down. So thank you, Jim.
Okay. And then we'll move, thank you for that. We'll move on to item E, oath of office for newly elected officials. I'll turn it over to our city clerk. Take it away.
Have a certificate of election awarded to Leanne Stokes. I, Joanne Marcon, City Clerk of the City of Onalaska, do hereby certify that at the municipal election held in said city on the 5th day of April, 2022, you, Leanne Stokes, were by the greatest number of votes elected to the office of City of Onalaska First District Alderperson of said city for the term of 2 years, commencing on the 19th day of April, 2022. And we're going to go ahead and give your official oath now. So if you could raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Leanne Stokes,
I, Leanne Stokes,
having been elected to
having been elected to
the office of First District Alderperson
the First District Alderperson
for the City of Onalaska,
for the City of Onalaska,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially
and will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of said office
discharge the duties of said office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Signing.
If the people who are taking pictures want to stand up or move to a different position, that's okay. You don't have to be uncomfortable doing that.
We need to recreate anything? Want us to do anything over? We can shake hands. All right.
Thank
Actually, I'll keep this part.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Okay, next up is Diane. This is new. Yeah. So this is a certificate of election awarded to Diane Wolf. I, Joanne Marcon, City Clerk of the City of Onalaska, do hereby certify that at the municipal election held in said city on the 5th day of April, 2022, you, Diane Wolf, were by the greatest number of votes elected to the office of City of Onalaska Second District Alderperson of said city for the term of 2 years, commencing on the 19th day of April, 2022. I will proceed with the oath. I, Diane Wolf, having been elected to
having been elected to
the office of Second District Alderperson
the office of Second District Alderperson
for the City of Onalaska,
for the City of Onalaska,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially
and will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of said office
discharge the duties of said office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. I'm going to have you sign. We have a certificate of election awarded to Larry Jurassic. I, Joanne Marcon, City Clerk of the City of Onalaska, do hereby certify that at the municipal election held in said city on the 5th day of April, 2022, you, Larry Jurassic, were by the greatest number of votes elected to the office of the City of Onalaska, Third District Alderperson of said city for the term of 2 years, commencing on the 19th day of April, 2022. Now we'll go ahead and proceed with your oath. I, Larry Jurassic,
I, Larry Jurassic,
having been elected to
having been elected to
the office of Third District Alderperson
the office of Third District Alderperson
for the City of Onalaska,
for the City of Onalaska,
swear that I will support
swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially
faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of said office
discharge the duties of said office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Have your sign. Right.
Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. Item F is recognition of the council seniority. Most senior member is Alder Diane Wolf, followed by Alders Tom Smith, Dan Stevens, Stephen Knott, Leanne Stokes, and Larry Jurassic. Next item up, consideration and possible action on the following items. Item 6, election of the council president. The method used is to open the floor to nominations. When no more nominations are received in random order, each of the nominees will be allowed up to 3 minutes to say a few words at their discretion. Following that time, the alders will vote by roll call. So open the floor for nominations. Alder Knott.
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Tom.
I think you just do the name. You don't do it.
Sorry?
I think when we open for nominations, we just take a name. We don't take a commentary.
Okay.
So I will record Tom Smith as a nominee. Are there any other nominees? Leanne?
I would like to nominate Diane Wolf.
Okay, I will record Diane Wolf as a nominee. Are there any other nominations? Okay, now, Amanda Jackson, our attorney. Thank you.
Just confirming that they accept their nominations.
Oh, okay. I can just ask them if they accept. Okay. Tom Smith, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Diane Wolf, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Okay, so next we'll allow each candidate 3 minutes. Joanne, who do you have listed next in your roll call for your order of your roll call? We'll use that as our random, like, you know how you do the roll?
Now, which one of the two people?
Which one of those two are listed first?
Tom Smith.
Okay, so Tom Smith, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Steve, for nominating me. And I just appreciate, first of all, I want to make a comment and thank Diane for her 10 years of service here and her high energy and her passion. I really do respect that. So I think she's done a nice job for our city. And I do want to recognize that, as even though we're, kind of running against each other right now, she really is a person that I have a lot of respect for. Also with that, in the last 3 years, Diane has served as council president 2 of those 3 years. Prior to Carrie last year, the 2 prior years, she was the council president. So out of the last 3 years, she has been at 2 out of the last 3. And from a District 1 perspective, my thought too is that it's nice to kind of spread that wealth, if you will. And we've had someone from District 3 and District 2. But it's been quite a while since we've had a District 1 representative, and I'd like to kind of think that it would be nice to make sure that, if it makes sense, to make sure we share that opportunities when it presents itself. I'd like to also, I'm interested in serving now because I've been on the council. This is starting my 4th year. So this is the second year of my 2nd term. So I've enjoyed it. It's been rewarding and I really like doing it. And I'm ready for that next step and some more challenge. And so that's why I thought it was an opportunity to step up and make a better contribution to the council. I feel I have a very good relationship with Eric, our administrator, the council that I've worked with for many years, for the last almost 4 years, the staff and the community. I've been involved in lots of different pieces of it. So I think I have that relationship that I think would be helpful to continue to expand on that. As you know, I'm a good listener. I like to listen. I listen more than I like to hear things out, speak up when I need to. But I am a listener, and I'm a believer of not micromanaging. I think that it's important that we delegate our work and we as a strategic council continue our role as strategy and planning. I have strong communication skills. I've always used them very well, and I feel that I could be a good liaison between the council and the staff and the city. So I think I've proven that in the past, not in just this organization, but many organizations within the city. I also have more time now. I'm retired and I'm stepping down as chair board, Big Brothers Big Sisters of the 7 region. I've taken a lot of my time. I'm finishing that term in May, and I have several other volunteer organizations which I'm phasing out. So I do have more time to give the dedication to it. So less volunteer opportunity. I think it's important that the council president be visible and stay in touch with all of the aspects of the council. And I think with Zoom and minutes of the meetings and opportunities to go to meetings, it's really important the council president stay active in that. I do believe that these committees, the council president is a resource for all of our people who have been appointed in those committees. Let the people who are appointed to represent those committees on the council do their job, not to micromanage them, but to support them as needed. So with that, I would just end it saying I appreciate being nominated and I ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Diane?
Thank you, Your Honor. I've been asked in the past years I've served on this council, when people are possibly interested in serving or running for city government, how do you serve as an elected official? You know, what does the job entail? And my consistent message has always been there's not a right or wrong way. It's how you choose to serve. Everyone does it differently. Anyone who knows me knows that I serve the same way that I campaign, and that is full court press, leave no stone unturned, organized, full communication. I tell the unvarnished truth. I just represent who I am and communicate with people. That's one of my strengths that I bring to the role of council president. I've served in that role in the past, and I am prepared to serve again. I think of tonight almost like a job interview. You have two people vying for the job, and who do you think can do the job the best? I do have 10 years combined experience on the council. I've got the institutional memory and knowledge that I bring to the table. I've done the job in the past, and there would not be a learning curve. I can step into the job day one. With 1/3 of the council members being new this year, I think it's even more important to have someone with the experience, someone who has represented council members to staff when questions have arisen in the past, and ensure that council has the tools in order to do their job. I think if you read the minutes or you attend any of the majority of the meetings here at City Hall, I'm at practically every single meeting. Once again, it's everyone serves differently, regardless of whether I'm council president or not. I am always here. I am visible to the staff and to administration, and regardless of whether I'm elected council president tonight or not, I will still have that presence, because it doesn't matter to me what my title is. That's how I choose to serve. I would like to think that my recent campaign and the margin of victory should speak volumes as to the work and my work ethic and my communication and my support that I have in the community. So I do respectfully ask for your vote for council president this year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Diane. We're very fortunate that we have two excellent candidates. I mean, as difficult as what it is, I think it would be a lot sadder situation if we were sitting here and nobody wanted to be our council president. That would be a way worse problem than having two excellent candidates. So the voting will be by roll call. I will ask our clerk, Joanne Marcon, to call the roll. When your name is called, please state the name of the person who you are voting for. Alder Wolf?
Point of order, Your Honor. So no alders are allowed to speak?
I'm reading, I do not see that in the ordinance. I can refer to Amanda.
The ordinance does specifically say that after all candidates have spoken, a roll call vote shall occur.
Okay.
So the candidates have spoken, and I'm just following the ordinance.
Oh, no,
I'm
I
not
understand. It's just,
be biased.
Professor could be speaking if there's a tie.
That seems reasonable.
and I just know that it was done, we performed it differently last year, and we all agreed that we go that route. I'm just speaking for myself, but I always thought it was implied that alders, because we always get to have input after a vote. But if that's what the ordinance says, then I'm good with that. So thank you.
Okay, I think that what we'll do is we'll have the vote, and then if there's a tie, maybe we can allow each person a certain amount of time equally to speak. And then we'll go from there. Is that agreeable? Okay, Joanne? Amanda?
I just wanted to briefly mention abstentions are a little different for this vote than they are treated for other votes. And so an abstention is technically a non-vote. And so if somebody were to abstain from voting tonight, that wouldn't be counted as a vote. And then ultimately, the vote could end up being 3-2 because it's essentially not a vote, if that makes sense.
Should all vote.
This item has to pass with a majority vote. So if all 6 vote, we need a vote of 4 in favor of one individual.
Makes sense.
Okay, and we did try to cover all the questions because we did have a difficulty on a previous year. So we want to, before we start voting, we want to be clear what we're going to do. Are we ready then? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Joanne.
Larry Jurassic,
Great.
Your first vote as a council member.
The time period that I've been here,
You say the name of the person. It's not time to speak right now.
Diane Wolf.
Diane Wolf. Stephen Knott,
Tom Smith.
Dan Stevens,
Diane Wolf.
Diane Wolf,
Diane Wolf.
Leanne Stokes,
Diane Wolf.
Tom Smith.
Tom Smith.
Okay, the vote was 4-2 with Diane Wolf being elected the council president.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Diane.
And if I just may say, I appreciate the trust and faith and confidence you've placed in me and open lines of communication and especially with 2 new alders on the council, my door is always open, so feel free to use me as a resource. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 7, appointments to standing committees, boards, commissions, and other committees. I did distribute a list of my recommendations, and at this time, I'll turn the matter over to the wisdom of the council.
I'll make a motion that we approve the committee assignments as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion on the floor by Alder Stevens, seconded by Alder Alder Smith, to approve the appointments to standing committees, boards, and commissions and other committees as presented. Under discussion. Alder Wolf.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make amendment and to pull OEF off the, let's see, what would be the correct? I'd like to pull OEF.
I don't think you have to pull it. I think you can just amend it to change it to what you have in mind, and then the council can decide.
So I would like to amend OEF. My motion is to amend OEF and replace Stephen Knott with Diane Wolf. And I reserve my time.
I'll second.
Okay, we have an amendment on the floor.
Give it away.
Good thing.
Alder Wolf.
Thank you. So the reason why I asked for this, I'm making this motion is that I looked at the committee makeup and the percentages. This is what I do every year. And I was a little bit shy on committee numbers and such. So I asked Stephen Knott before the meeting if he would be fine if I were to be on OEF, and he was fine with that. So I wouldn't have asked if he wouldn't have been. So by his seconding, I'm assuming that he still continues to be fine with that. So, and I have served as OEF the last 2 years, and I really enjoy the committee work and the individuals on that. So I would like to serve on that again for 1 more year. Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Alder Knott.
Yeah, this is something obviously that Diane holds close to her heart, so I have no problem with this.
Well, they also, the other thing is I'm the founder of the Onalaska Schools Food Pantry. So there's that tie-in, and it's just the focus of the work that they do. And it's something that I do hold very dear to my heart, and just really great people to be involved in the committee. So
Thanks.
so just, and if I didn't feel that there was a lack of committee percentages, I would have been fine, but I just thought that I needed to balance it out a little bit more.
Is there any other discussion? Okay, so first we'll vote on the amendment. The amendment is to change the committee appointment for the Onalaska Enhancement Foundation from Stephen Knott to Alder Diane Wolf. All in favor of the amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The amendment passes unanimously. So now we're back to the original motion, which is to pass the appointments as presented with the 1 amendment. Is there further discussion on that, Joanne?
Just a reminder to do this by roll call. Appointments need to be done by roll call.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I wouldn't have done it that way. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, we'll go to roll call for the approving of the committee board commission appointments.
Stephen Knott,
Aye.
Diane Wolf,
Aye.
Tom Smith,
Aye.
Larry Jurassic,
Aye.
Dan Stevens,
Aye.
Leanne Stokes.
Aye.
Thank you. That passes unanimously. Item 8 is resolution 15-2022. This is the designating public depositories and authorizing withdrawal of city monies. This resolution is in the packet and it is annual action that we take. Is that roll call too?
Yeah, let's do roll call.
So we'll go ahead and, I mean, is there discussion? Oh, we need a motion. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Motion to approve resolution 15-2022.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Alder Wolf, seconded by Alder Stevens to approve resolution 15-20. But it was Steven.
Half right.
This is not an infrequent confusion.
Oh, they're
that
not.
occurs.
I
It's like we have two
apologize.
Smiths. and
I'm not saying I'm against it.
I think it's the
Saying it
tie,
wasn't me.
We have
ties.
to recruit some people that have different names from each other. Okay, the motion, I think the motion was by Alder Wolf.
Yes.
Seconded by Stephen Knott.
Correct.
Is that right? Is there any
Yes.
more discussion?
Is this how our years?
Okay. Let's go to the roll. Yeah, I'm getting warm.
Dan Stevens,
Aye.
Tom Smith,
Aye.
Leanne Stokes,
Aye.
Stephen Knott,
Aye.
Larry Jurassic,
Aye.
Diane Wolf.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 9 is discussion and possible action regarding moving the start time of the common council meeting, which is the second Tuesday of each month from 7 PM to 6 PM. This is an item that I brought forward as just something for consideration. I don't have a super strong opinion on it myself, but I did take an informal poll of staff for your information. I had one person who felt strongly against this and approximately 5 people who felt in favor of it, and the rest of the staff remained silent. So I think that whatever the council decides regarding this, it would probably be fine. So what is the opinion of the council?
I'll make a motion that we take no action at this time.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Alder Dan Stevens, seconded by Alder Diane Wolf to take no action regarding the time of the council starting. Is there discussion? Alder Knott.
Yeah, one quick point and then a question, I guess. Yeah, so I'm, either time is fine. The one thing about 6 PM that I find somewhat inviting is that we have had some meetings that have gone to 11 o'clock and even close to midnight. Bumping this a little earlier would probably be a little less taxing on us. But again, it's not something I'm gonna, be too concerned about either way. The one question I have, and no names please, was the one individual on the staff who was opposed to 6 PM. Was that because of a conflict and they could not be present?
It was because they preferred to be able to go home and get their family organized and then
Okay.
come back to council.
Okay, thank you.
Alder Stevens?
Thank you. My thoughts on this are, I myself would, at least for part of the year, have a direct conflict by moving it up. And for the rest of the year, it would make it a little bit awkward. Additionally, there's a lot of, sometimes we get citizens that come and take a look, and 6 o'clock is typically the dinner hour. If you're coming home after 5, change clothes, get something to eat and get your kids, taken care of. It's, for a lot of people that are older and retired, it's not a problem, but for working families, I think that would be very difficult. So for myself as an alder, it would create some difficulties, but that notwithstanding, I think that it would maybe fetter general attendance if we have some issues for Unalaskans that may want to attend.
Thank you. Is there any other comments? Alder Smith?
Yeah, I agree with Dan. I kind of like leaving it at 7 just because I think, I'm retired now, but when I used to work, trying to get done, get here by 6, When you have family issues, you have things like that. Also, we've had rooms full of people for lots of different topics over the years. And I think 7 is more convenient for people because they're getting out of work, coming from lacrosse or wherever to back home from work, even they live on Alaska. So I just think leaving it at 7 gives them a little bit of breathing room to be able to come in, and especially with public input in that first part. Sometimes our meetings go on quite a ways, and I get that. Not too much like they used to, but it still would be nice to, I think, leave it at 7. And it gives people more time to be ready for it. So that's my thought.
Thank you. Any other comments? Leanne?
Yes, when I was canvassing, one of the points that I tried to make to people is to come to meetings, to become involved in the city and to know what's going on. So I would agree that leaving it at 7 would give them more time to be able to actually come to a meeting and participate. Thank you.
Thank you. I should have said Alder Stokes. That would have been my first time. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. Any other comments or questions? Alder Jurassic.
Mayor, the people that you did talk to, you said there were 5 that were positive on it. Did they have any other comments on it?
I can't think, none are specifically coming to mind. Can you, Joanne, can you think of something specific about the people that wanted it to change?
Maybe to give them the ability to stay and instead of having, for some, it's an advantage to go home. For others, it's an advantage to stay and work through until the time of the meeting, rather than having to leave and come back.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. They wanted to just get kind of, I'll say, get it over with, but not with a negative connotation.
I understand the feeling.
But they just stay at their office and work another hour and then come to the meeting, and their night could conclude an hour earlier than projected, I think is what it was. Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, so the motion on the floor is to take no action regarding changing the start time of the Common Council. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Item 10 is approval of the Onalaska Art Keepers request to install a plaque with the song Nature's Backyard, along with the recording of the song that will play in conjunction with the Onalaska sculpture at the Great River Landing. I'll turn it over to our Park and Rec Director, Dan Wick.
So I'll start by apologizing. This has been before the park board a few times. Started back in September of last year, and Alder Dan Stevens brought to my attention that it's never come here. It was started in September as information, and then it's come back a few times. So the Onalaska Art Keepers, who was instrumental in the sculpture down at the end of Main Street, is looking to add a plaque and a recording of the Nature's Backyard poem song that was done. A local vocalist is willing to record the song that sang it at the unveiling of the sculpture. And they would just like to have that for all to enjoy. This would be at no cost to the city. They would attach it to the building at the Great River Landing. So it's something that we can just add to the beautiful work that they have done in the community. So just looking for the support of the council to move that forward.
Thank you. Amanda?
Just as a very random aside, I just want to thank Joyce Stiley because she did actually reach out and get copyright use for this song from the estate of John Denver.
Thank you for that. Okay, let's have a motion on the floor and then we can discuss.
I would be willing to make the motion. However, I have an interest in this, so I should probably not.
Okay.
Was the motion, I'm sorry?
I think he probably is going to abstain.
Yeah, I'll speak on this if it gets to the floor.
So I'm sorry, Dan, did you make the motion or you didn't?
No.
You did not, okay.
Would it be inappropriate for me to make the motion and then abstain in the vote?
That would be inappropriate. And if nobody wants to make a motion, then we can't discuss it.
Well, I will make a motion to get it on the floor for discussion. So I'll make a motion that we approve the Unalaska Art Keeper request in agenda number 10.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Alder Smith, seconded by Alder Stokes to approve the request by the Unalaska Art Keepers. Now, under discussion, Alder Wolf.
Thank you, Your Honor. So quick question for Dan Wick. Do we have any idea? I attended the previous Parks Board meetings. I don't remember if there was ever discussion about the decibel level or anything, or
It's a very small recording box, very similar to what you would see like at a museum, that you go push a button for. This is an outside unit. So this is actually something that will be coming from England, that we could not find anything locally, or what I say stateside, to do it. So I don't think that would be, when you have trains going a very short distance away, that would cause issues.
but I'm assuming there's going to have some type of a speaker or something.
Be a small speaker on it that they would have to push a button to get it to start.
Okay. And once if this passes this evening and it is installed, what happens, whose responsibility would it be if it's damaged or graffitied or?
It would come back, like anything would come back to the city at that point, unless we work with the art keepers, to tell them that if there's damage or something, they'd be responsible for maintaining that.
Okay. And we still have cameras?
Yes, yep, yes, we do.
And the reason why I bring this up is I know in the last couple of years, I had grave concerns about the sculpture being erected down there until we had, because when they raised that tremendous amount of dollars and all the hard work they put into it, I was so concerned that if there wasn't camera coverage for any vandalism, it's like we would really be shooting ourselves in the foot. We would look really bad if we didn't have camera coverage. So I just want to double check that it's still there. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Alder Knott?
Yeah, so first off, a comment, a concern, just that we have our ducks in a row. Understand we have the copyright. I would like us to, in writing, also have the artist approval who's going to be singing. I think it's important we get that approval too. Know who that individual is. I actually spoke to that individual. I don't think you're going to have a problem with that, but I think we should have that on file for our own risk mitigation, if this is approved. So another question I have, I guess, before I have two quick concerns. Does the plaque fit with the architecture and sculpture that is currently there? Or is it just a plaque?
You're asking probably the wrong guy when it comes to architecture and stuff. I would think it would fit. It does fit on the sketches and things that we see. I believe it would fit. It would be a nice addition to the area.
Okay.
But I think when you talk about architecture, I think somebody else may say they don't like that. That piece, it's everybody's, each given to their own eye.
Yeah. So two final comments and then we can continue on here, I guess. But I have a concern that we keep adding to the Great River Landing. And the question ultimately is, when is it too much and too distracting and too much white noise, if you will? I know we already have a sculpture. We've got the bicycle station. We've got that musician station. There's quite a bit that's down there, and I don't want it to become too busy. Now, I don't know that I'm convinced that this will do it, but that is becoming a concern. It seems we add something to the GRL almost every year, and eventually it's just going to become distracting to what the intent of it was. So I guess I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Thank you. Alder Stevens?
Sure. Hopefully I can address some of the concerns. As fate would have it, I'm actually the board president of the Unalaska Art Keepers, and might be able to shed some light on some of the issues that were presented. So this is a mosaic plaque that'll be attached on the side of the wall. It'll have be framed with stained glass. And the plaque is meant to be complementary to the sculpture. So it has the poem that was part of the dedication of the sculpture, which is Nature's Backyard, was the name of the poem, and it's about Onalaska and the natural beauty that surrounds Onalaska. The poem was written by Judy Kilpatrick, and then for those of you that were at the dedication of the sculpture, the artist that sung it is Shaylin Barr. She has agreed to, she specifically was agreed, and my understanding was very excited to partake of the recording. The recording is not going to be loud where you can hear it. Remember, there are trains going by, which if you've ever had a meeting at the picnic tables, they come to a grinding halt while the trains go by, and then we resume. And this is not going to, I mean, I honestly don't know what the decibels are going to be, but the intention is not that people would be hearing it from the street. As the city attorney pointed out, we do have the rights from the John Denver estate. And they went out of their way and said that typically we don't do anything like this, but they said John Denver was passionate about the environment and supporting the arts, as this is not a for-profit item, that everybody that was on his board believed that John Denver would have really loved the idea of this. And so to that I say, rock on, John Denver, and thank you. It'll actually have two buttons. So there's one that if you push it, it will have the song play with as performed by Shaylin Barr. And there's kind of a second one. It's kind of meant to be more of a sing-along, so people can go and do karaoke, or you can take TikTok videos of yourself or whatever, and you're going to have the sculpture right in the background. And that's a lot of what this is about, is showing off our downtown and our natural resources. This will not be a cost to the city. The hookup installation, the parts, and I believe the intention is also the care. So if something were to break, our intention as a group was the art keepers would be keeping that art, with permission of the city to perform general maintenance on it. So this is, it's meant to be a nice addition, and it's kind of something that might be fun to do, and it'd be fun for tourists going through. And it's not working against or something else other than the Great River Landing sculpture. It's meant to be complementary to it, where they're talking about the same piece. So in addition, there was another point brought up about the architectural integrity of it. The artist of the mosaic piece, actually, that was Joyce, and her trade or her career was as an architect. So I don't think that there's any other pieces or anything like that around. So there's nothing to make it fit with, except, would this be okay with the style of building? And my understanding was the Parks Board was pretty enthusiastic and was generally very much in support of this. So I would encourage people to support this. I hope they do. As president of the organization, I need to abstain. So.
Thank you. Alder Smith.
You mentioned something about karaoke. That kind of gave me an alarming, Steve's concern of it getting too distracting down. I mean, I like the idea of the sculpture, and I like maybe the music, but can you tell me a little bit more about the karaoke and how that would all work?
So first, I would promise never to do the karaoke.
Well, that's first thing. Okay.
But so you push a button, and rather than listening to Shaylin sing the song, the words of the song are that's pretty much what the plaque is. It's the poem. And then people could sing along with it. I mean, that's okay. It's not karaoke like it's in a bar.
Okay, that's what I was.
It's you're reading the words while the music's playing, and gee, wasn't that fun?
So the words come up and you can sing it out loud to yourself, but it's not like a karaoke machine.
The words are on the plaque.
All right.
You could hum along or whatever, or if somebody felt particularly inclined and they wanted to sing in one of our beautiful parks, hey, why not?
Okay, all right.
Okay, Amanda Jackson, our city attorney.
So just for clarification, so there'll be one button that will have the song with the singer, and then the second button will be instrumental.
My understanding was one was designed to be sung along with. And the other was the song with Shaylin.
Dan Wick.
From my understanding and going forward, I was aware of one button that would have Shaylin and people could sing along with Shaylin with this music up. I was not aware of two buttons of the different things.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Alder not, and then we're
Quick
gonna.
point of clarification. So when I had recommended that we get the artist's written approval, I'm not referring to the artwork, since that's probably commissioned anyway. I'm specifically referring to the singer Shaylin Barr, getting her permission in writing.
Alder Wolf.
Thank you, Your Honor. So as a follow-up to Alder Knott's concerns, do you want to make a friendly amendment to add that?
Well, I don't know that's necessary. I just think that we need to have, I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Amanda? Is that necessary to just follow up and get something in writing? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? Okay, so the motion on the floor is to approve the art keeper's request to install the plaque and the song. So a vote yes is to approve and a vote no is to not approve. Will you just go ahead and take the roll call vote? Sure. Please, thank you.
Diane Wolf,
Aye.
Dan Stevens,
Abstain.
Stephen Knott,
Aye.
Tom Smith,
Aye.
Ann Stokes,
Aye.
Larry Jurassic.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion passes with 5 in favor and 1 abstention. Item 11, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Gotta be faster, Larry.
Come on, work it out.
Okay, we have a motion by Alder Smith, seconded by Alder Knott to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 We are adjourned. The time is 7:52. Please join us.